there, back with the second video on the fundamentals of tropical cyclone. There are gonna be 2 videos on this topic, and so yes, this is part 1. Before we move into the video, here's a shout out to Make Your Own Lyrics. He's doing such a great job this lockdown. If you want lyrics and tips for writing them, do subscribe to this channel. Do find the link in description. Let us move into the video. First of all, what is a cyclone? Basically, a tropical cyclone is a rapidly rotating mass of dry and moist air. They are nothing but a tall, massive cluster of thunderstorms. Let's see about the conditions needed for a tropical cyclone to form. The genesis point, in other words, the origin of the cyclone, is mostly ocean. These oceans need to be heated to a temperature of 27 degrees Celsius for a depth of 50 meters. Secondly, Coriolis effect due to the rotation of the earth deflects the cyclone to the right in the northern hemisphere and aids in the initial rotation of the rain bands. Lastly, the resistance given by the atmosphere called wind shear needs to be low or the tropical cyclone will dissipate. Mostly, cyclones form between late summer and early autumn, as this is when these conditions are most likely to be satisfied for a prolonged period of time. This can be summarized using the Genesis Potential Index, GPI. Top 1 meter that interacts with the atmosphere should be above 27 degrees Celsius. Thermal energy stored in the top 1 kilometer should be above 100 kilojoules per centimeter squared. Coriolis effect. It is always present. Low wind shear less than 10 knots. Tropical cyclones comprise of a central low pressure area, a closed low level atmospheric circulation including strong winds and a spiral arrangement of thunderstorms that produce heavy rains or squalls. This is basic structure of a cyclone whose parts will be discussed later in this video. The names of these cyclones depend on the location and strength. Let's look at the locational factors. Cyclones forming in the northeastern Pacific and Atlantic Ocean are called as hurricanes. The ones originating in the Pacific are called typhoons. The ones in the Indian or the South Pacific are called cyclones. As discussed earlier, tropical cyclones typically form between late summer and early autumn, but this is not the same for all cases. Typhoons form all throughout the year, while cyclones form from April to June and October to December. Hurricanes form from June to November. After this warm temperature, the air above the sea expands, becomes light and rises. A partial vacuum is created. Thus, a low pressure forms, and so latitude winds come and take its place, and again the cycle repeats. This usually happens between 0 to 30 degrees north or south of the equator. Thunderstorms are created in the troposphere. The wind spins around the low pressure area anticlockwise in the northern hemisphere. As it moves, it sucks in moisture from water bodies and heat, which are very necessary to keep the cyclone moving. This is how a tropical cyclone forms. Now let's discuss about the parts and important features of the cyclone. Usually, a pressure of a cyclone varies from 990 to 960 millibars, whereas in very intense cyclones it can be as low as 880 millibars. The first and centermost part is the eye, which is the calmest part. It is surprisingly free of clouds and the sun can be seen. It's an area of descending air, so it has high pressure. Surrounding the eye is the eye wall, which is as dangerous and destructive as Voldemort. It has intense convective cloud bands and rainfall is the heaviest. The more compact the eye wall is, the more faster the cyclone rotates. In some cases, cyclones might have 2 eye walls. In these cases, the secondary eye wall eats up the first one and thus the speed decreases. The eye wall is surrounded by rain bands. The rain bands mark the fact that there is a cyclone approaching, which brings about moderate rains. So guys, finally we have neared the end of part 1. Do stay patient for the second part. Until then, please remember whatever we learned in this video. We learned that we should never go out without wearing a mask. Please don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and do hit the bell icon for our dear old notification. Stay home, stay safe.